funds based on your account receivables, not your credit. And 98% of all applicants are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
Welcome to Fifth Street Sports, folks. I'm Frank Perez. Today we are joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're on Sports Byline USA Radio Network, American Forces Network, iHeartRadio, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can catch us on Twitter. Well, Brian, I think you missed what you call a hell of a day yesterday, brother. Rick, myself, and Mr. Daniel Wages, I think we laid out a snowman, 8-1.
Wow!
Rick, good job, buddy.
You guys are becoming spoilers for the games, right? That's the big thing, is spoiling the outcomes of movies. You're spoiling the outcomes of sporting events.
Oh my gosh! Well, you're back today. I mean, so that's only more synergy to the thing. I mean, we went 8-1 without you. We're going to do even better. But what do you think about that? These guys are causing fights in middle schools and in high schools, revealing the end game of this Avengers thing. What do you think's going on with that?
I think it's pretty pathetic. I tell you what, the only reveal I had to find out was that it was a 3-hour movie, and that was enough to make me know I'll never go see it. So that's the only reveal that I needed.
Oh, me too. I mean, I haven't seen one of those, but people are actually crying at the end. I guess maybe the best superhero got taken out or something, but it's becoming a big deal. It's on special edition, World Nightly News. Please don't tell us, what happened. I mean, golly.
LaShawn McCoy, did you see that? LaShawn McCoy tweeted out like the ending, and I guess like all these people who are fans are like hating him right now.
Oh my gosh!
Tweeted out the ending of the movie.
Yeah. LaShawn McCoy has 700,000 Twitter followers, and he revealed it, and they're so upset they're calling for him to be released and fired. For
yeah.
Can you imagine that, buddy? Could you imagine?
It's pretty funny.
Hey, you guys, we're going to have a great show today. We got some, I believe we're going to come up with some interesting things. Also, some great picks. Daniel, nice hit on those Padres under, buddy. We'll be back, folks. We got to take a timeout. Fifth Street Sports.
For almost 50 years, April 20th has held a special significance. It's more than just a date on the calendar. It's a holiday, a yearly ritual that brings us together to celebrate cannabis and all the ways it improves our lives. And this year, it gets even better, because thanks to the new normal, the time for cannabis is now. You don't have to wait for April 20th. In fact, at MedMen, we've already started celebrating, and you can too. Starting April 17th, shop at any MedMen cannabis retail store nationwide. And the more you spend, the more you save. This is your chance to try new brands and stock up on your favorites. And that's just the beginning. There are some big surprises still to come. Visit medmen.com for more information and to find a MedMen store near you. But wait, there's more to celebrate. We're bringing health and wellness to the Sunshine State. Keep an eye out for MedMen stores opening soon in Florida. Terms and conditions apply. Keep out of reach of children. For use only by adults 21 years of age and older.
Attention business owners, now is the perfect time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. We can give you packages with up to 90 great channels and save your business a ton of cash. And if you call right now, you can learn how to get free equipment and free installation. Now you have choices. It's time to start saving money on your cable TV bill for your business. And call today and get 90 channels plus free equipment and free installation. Smart business owners like you all across the country are consolidating and saving money on their cable TV, internet, and phone service for their business. So now's the perfect time. This may be a limited time offer to the first 100 people that call right now. So please save money and call now.
800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Folks, Fifth Street Sports, we're back. I'm Frank Perez, joined with Oklahoma Brian and Florida Rick on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Boy, we got Rick and I got that Oprah Winfrey smile on our face yesterday after going 8-1. Daniel was a contributor. He had the Padres under. I think the only one we lost was Portland plus the 4. I got a good one today in baseball. I'm back, baby. I'm back. But, hey, you guys, I have a couple of future bets on who's going to end up on the Iron Throne in Game of Thrones. I have now. If you guys have they spoiled the end of Game of Thrones also?
I haven't watched the first episode. I still have to watch the entire thing from the first. So don't actually do me a favor and don't spoil that one. I don't want to know.
No. I was asking you guys. I have two future bets on who's going to end up on the Iron Throne. One of them is now I don't know how to politically correctly say this term.
Wait a minute.
Let's say.
Wait. Are you? Hang on. If you narrow this down to 2 people, why the hell would I watch?
No. I don't think I'm right. There's about 40 people on the list who's going to end up on the Iron Throne. Mine was just a guess. I took value at 18-1 on. He's a character on the show. He's height challenged. I don't know how to say. I don't want to use the M word, but he's challenged heightly. Put it this way. He's a small guy. Tyrion Lannister at 18-1. I have no idea what happened.
Jesus Christ! Can you just tell me when you guys are going to go over this? I'll leave and come back. I don't want to hear you guys talk about Game of Thrones. I haven't watched one damn show, and you're going to spoil it before I even watch a sneaking episode. Give me a break. Probably be something else we can talk about.
Well, yeah, but let me ask you something. If you haven't watched one episode of Game of Thrones and they're in season 7 or season 8, when do you plan on doing this? I mean, this is like saying this is like going up to a kid and saying he hasn't watched one episode of Superman or Batman. I mean, when are you going to watch it?
I mean, that's the way I go. I watch entire shows.
Well, I won't.
He's not spoiling anything for you, Brian. Trust me. If he was throwing out a spoiler, I would have muted him.
I won't say nothing, you guys. So. I'm not that. They got teachers right now in actual classrooms.
There's no spoilers or anything like that, especially considering the list is 40-something characters. So there's no.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but hey, you guys, I'm not a party pooper. There's teachers that are not allowing children in the class until after they watch this Avengers thing. So I mean, there's people crying. There's been fist fights. It's like Rick. Who'd you mention? This LaShawn McCoy might lose his job. running back?
Well, I don't think he's going to lose his job. I mean, people are calling for him too, but it's not. The Bills aren't going to say, "All right, we're dropping you because you spoiled the end of a movie for a few 100,000 people." So sorry, but that doesn't qualify for you being allowed on our roster for this year. So no, I don't think he's going to be dropped. But
guys,
a lot of fans are really upset.
I mean, look what's happening with this. I mean, like forget that. I mean, you can't even get a movie without corruption. What's going on now? We're going to have basketball coaches and recruiters playing gin inside of federal prisons here.
They're not going to get thrown in jail. As a matter of fact, there may in fact be a case to be made for LaShawn McCoy, somebody with, like you said, 700,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah.
Somebody spoiling something like that could actually undercut the film's bottom line, not to a huge degree, but enough to maybe make a case for suing. Like, that's definitely something I've heard somebody talk about.
Wow.
Not to say that that's something that they're going to approach and do, but, I mean, it's pretty messed up if you're going to do that and you have 700,000 people following you. I mean,
I agree. Here's the one that drives me nuts, Andrew. This, the way that Jeopardy is stringing out the suspense of this guy who's going on this huge run. He might catch Ken Jennings. The reality is, though, they tape these shows way in advance, so they know how far he went, and so does this guy, right? That's kind of bizarre when they're trying to actually have the discussion in a public forum with everyone involved, and yet they know the answer. I have no sympathy for them if that gets revealed. I think that's
it's the same thing
ridiculous.
with reality television too. I mean, yeah, there's no sympathy there, but I mean, it's the same thing with Game of Thrones spoilers right now and everything else going on with Avengers Endgame. Look, I don't watch any of these Marvel movies. I'm just not a big Marvel guy. If you like it, more power to you. But I can totally get why people would be pretty mad if somebody spoils a movie that's been how many years in the making? I mean, how many movies in the making? Like more than 15, I think 20-something movies in the making. I mean, it's pretty.
I just found out about it.
It's a pretty big D-bag move. You're definitely not being a good guy by spoiling it to your 700,000 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not cool, man.
Yeah, the movie's done $1.5 billion, but I'm not talking about that. But there's but Andrew, I think you failed to mention this: the corruption in college basketball. There's coaches that are going to jail for 6 and 9 months here.
Before we leave LaShawn McCoy, I just want to say, what a country that you can beat up your girlfriend, send thugs into her house, rob her. Last summer, that's no big deal. But he reveals the end of whatever this movie's called, Avengers or something.
Yeah, the Endgame.
The Endgame, and all of a sudden, that's a big deal. What a country, huh?
It is a country. Don't you know that this country, Brian, you don't know it, but, you got two kind of teenagers. Aren't they on video games and stuff all the time? It's a huge thing. There's no loyalty anymore. It's just video games.
Yeah, my son went to see whatever that movie is we're talking about on Saturday, and I was offered a chance to go with him, and I found out it was a 3-hour movie, and I invited my wife, and I took my daughter to do something else.
So if it would have been a 2-hour movie, would you have gone?
An hour and a half is pretty much my sweet spot.
Now, Rick, are you a big superhero fan, kind of comic fan like that?
No, absolutely not. I never have been. Even when I was a kid and we were, people were playing video games and so forth, all I would do is play sports video games. My brother would sit there playing like all these Ninja and Goblin and World War II games while I would only play the sports games. And I just never got into superheroes. I never understood the fascination once you're past the age of about 11 of, the whole superhero thing. It's kind of like the same thing with Santa Claus and, the Easter Bunny and all this stuff. Like it's not real. It doesn't. I don't know. I know it's. So it's never fascinated me. So I know I've never seen. Actually, the only one I saw was we went to Kansas City, and me and Brian. I was with my niece and nephews with his kids, and we went to what was it, Brian? Superman part like 12 or something. A couple of years ago.
Yeah,
that was the only time I've ever seen one of those superhero movies since I was a preteen. So yeah.
Now, I grew up, when I was 7, 8, 9, would have been the mid to late 60s, early 70s. Don't tell me you guys never went around with your cape on like Superman or dressed up like Batman or the Green Hornet. No? Oh,
No,
we
didn't do that.
Gee,
No.
well, you guys were
Maybe
one click after me.
it could explain some of the problems I'm having now in midlife issues. Maybe it all goes back to the lack of cape dress up.
Now, do you guys?
I think there's a psychological theory that would definitely corroborate your feelings there, Brian.
Well, hey,
Thank you.
did you guys see the breaking news yesterday on cell phones? The blue light from the cell phones, the reflector lights from the blue light, actually proven now that it's causing like aging and wrinkles, on the face and on the skin. So they're actually having to. Now they're coming out with kind of a thing you put on the top, so the blue light doesn't age you. It's causing wrinkles and everything. Yeah.
Wow, that's.
I didn't see that.
I guess
It's huge.
that's pretty wild.
It's huge. Now, let me ask you guys really quick, because we only got about 20 seconds. Are any of you guys fans of the Green Hornet? You guys remember the Green Hornet?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh, where have you guys been?
I heard of him. Is that the same as a Green Lantern, or is it the same thing?
No, it was a karate. It was karate. It was Bruce Lee and the guys, the Green Hornet. Guys, boy, these guys are out of it. Folks, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got some really good stuff, and we'll have picks, of course, back after this break.
Do you use the blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. 800-957-6063. That's 800-957-6063.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com. That's MYEVOZ.com to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. and enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Folks, we're back. It's Fifth Street Sports. Florida Rick, Oklahoma Brian, and myself on Sports Byline USA. I'm Frank Perez, USA Sports Line. Hey, guys, let me ask you a question now. In today's society, what, you know the no-nos as a guy, what would be more offensive than if you told your friend's wife that he was cheating on her, or if you told your friend who ended up as the superhero here in the Endgame? What would be more out of line there?
I don't know anybody. I don't know any adults that care about superheroes, but I suppose that would upset a lot of children. Well, no. What about Las Vegas Chris? Is he a fan of the show? Has he gone to see it yet? And how does he feel? I know he's a big movie guy.
Well, he's in Thailand, but no, he's a big stickler on any series or any show. I'm not allowed to mention anything. He'll flat out just hang up on you. So I'm sure on this one he would be like almost federal on this kind of an offense. But Brian, I got a question for you on this Jeopardy. Are you sure that it's taped way ahead of time? Because like Trebek is kind of sick. He's got
right.
So do you think it's way ahead? Well, way behind?
Well, what they will do is they'll go in and tape a batch of shows, maybe 10 or 20. I'm not sure how many they can do in a week. It's probably, you're right, it's probably not as many as it was before. And if this guy survives, if they tape 20 shows in a week and he survives all 20, then there's a chance that he's still alive, in terms of in the real world, not just the TV world. But I mean, this guy, how do you think they're going to get rid of this guy? This guy looks unbeatable. Do you think
that's what Rick said.
Will? My theory is that they probably know what his weaknesses are. Like if I was on Jeopardy, I would do all right. I wouldn't do as well as this guy, but they could probably do something like Bible trivia, and they could kill me off in the first episode if they wanted to. If they made Final Jeopardy, the Old Testament or something, I would.
But yesterday, if you guys watched yesterday's show, which I did, he was actually drawing. The guy was actually drawing live into Final Jeopardy. You know that, right, Rick? And the answer was
watching.
Chamber.
It was the first one I watched.
Remember that? Usually he's got like 72,000. Everybody else got 1,200, and then he can bet whatever he wants in Final Jeopardy and win. Last night he had, I think, 33,000. A guy had 27, and the first guy bet 26,999. The answer was Chamber of Commerce. He got it right, and they finally went to. He was actually drawing at being taken out in Final Jeopardy.
Wow.
But right now, I think if the guys on Jeopardy that recruit these guys, they should be saying, "Hey, you guys, we got to go to some of these universities and start getting some Asian kids or really smart kids with high GPAs. They got to take this guy out."
Thank you for not saying Oriental this time, Frank.
I know, I caught that. See, I only use that so that you guys know that I don't use the O word anymore.
All right.
I've already
Baby steps. I love it.
I've gotten 3 personal fouls on that, so I'm not using the O word. Just like I didn't use the M word on Tyrion Lannister. He's about 3'2". I didn't use the MI word.
Wow. This is like
I don't think any of those are bad words. What's up, Brian?
Don't get them started, Rick. Hey, so speaking of politically incorrect, a couple things in the world of sports intersected with our fearless leader this week. Obviously, you saw that Virginia is not coming to the White House now. Apparently, they're going to miss out on Taco Bell or KFC or whatever the meal of the day would have been.
Maybe Burger King.
That's not going to happen. Maybe Burger King.
Why? Wait. But why are they not coming to the White House? That's a dishonor to the President of the United States.
Is it well, first of all, that's not even a good argument. If you're arguing for him, you would say it's a dishonor to the office or to the country. But if it's just him, I mean, sign me up. I'll dishonor him. But I think the real issue, and you gotta realize he's disinvited so many people. He has no credibility complaining who comes and who doesn't come. But officially, the reason is that a lot of the players are turning pro and the schedule didn't work out. The real reason is I think he's just a unsavory character that they don't want to be associated with. Can't say the same thing with Baylor, though. Baylor brought their women's team. They weren't invited. They had to actually lobby for an invitation because apparently he has never invited a women's team to the White House. But this women's team really wanted – they really wanted a shot at the Burger King, and he said, "Well, come on down."
But you know what, though? I think they better get over it because there's going to be 5 or 6 more national champions that aren't going to be coming to the White House then.
Who would that be?
That's going to be the team that wins the 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. I don't,
Yeah.
So that's 3 straight collegiate championship teams now that have gone to the White House, and they've all gotten fast food. They've gotten a combination of McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A. They haven't got Taco Bell yet, so someone's going to have to look forward to Taco Bell next time.
Well, speaking of collegiate teams getting things, what kind of food do you think Patino and these guys were giving these players?
I was going to say, by the way, the Chick-fil-A makes sense. You'd think that Chick-fil-A would sign an endorsement with the White House. That's to be the food supplier of national championship teams. In terms of Patino, I think he'll be eating a lot of like cold stew and day old bread. Hopefully,
You think Patino's going to get indicted in this thing?
He certainly. There's certainly a chance that he would, yeah. Not just on the federal level, because remember, most states have a law that says that if you use your state office, if you have a state position and you use that to kind of personally benefit yourself through bribes or other malfeasance, then there's a criminal statute in most states. Kind of the same thing that took down Ray Nagin in New Orleans, and there's a chance that I think that Patino's potentially under the microscope. Yeah.
Now, one of the fines I seen that these coaches that have been indicted and these recruiters that are going to jail, they actually have to pay back to universities over $28,000. That's legal fees that the universities had to spend on this, right?
I didn't read that, but that's not surprising. That's interesting.
Yeah. But they only got 6 to 9 months. Some of the prosecutors were disappointed. They thought there were going to be longer sentences. But, I don't know how strong you guys think the collateral damage is on this. I mean, they've ruined a lot of the kids themselves, their futures, plus the integrity of the sport, the schools, other kids that, they made it unfair. I think it's more than just one kid getting paid money. There's a big collateral damage here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Although at some point, can the damage get any worse? I mean, at some point, it's like we're talking about spoilers. It's like, finding out who's going to win the big wrestling match, professional wrestling match, the day before. That's the kind of reputation that they're heading towards. And guys, I don't know that.
But how are other countries or other even old timers viewing us now? Look what's happened in the last 6 months. We have actors and actresses that have cheated and bribed on SAT scores, getting their kids in, totally corrupted the system. Coaches paying players, going to jail for. I mean, what the hell's going on around here?
Yeah, it's a new age for sure.
I mean, God, it's really getting wicked. I think, highlight's the last pure sport left.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. That's I think at the end of the day, we're all just going to end up ditching the mainstream sports and, watching highlight 24/7.
Yeah, but I mean, the greed here. So now these guys got to be a little terrified. Let's say if you were a coach, you're not going to do it this year. You're not. I mean, these guys are getting jail time and losing everything. How do you think it's going to go from here forward as far as cleanliness?
Well, in terms of the NCAA, I think that what's probably going to happen is, did you see that?
Yes.
My son just walked in. That's very funny. Speaking of comic books, no. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think the NCAA is going to do something. I'm not sure how committed they are to really investigating, but I think they're going to wait for the FBI to finish up its business, and then I think they'll move in, and that they have to do something, even if it's just minor and window dressing.
But you know what I don't even understand about these 13 and 14-year-old teenagers who are all into video games and these other esports and everything. I remember in my age, now you're talking 1972, we didn't have all that. But all I know is when we were 13 or 14, we found our toy, and we once you find your toy when you're a boy and you're 13 or 14, you're not into video games and stuff anymore, like these kids now.
Is that what Navin Johnson called his special purpose? Do you remember that? Mom, I found my special purpose. I intend to use it all the time.
No, but they're all into video games. I just remember when we were 13, we didn't worry about that. We found our toy, and it was all over. You were addicted to that. But folks, when we come back, it's Talk You Can Bet On. Fifth Street Sports. We're going to have great stuff. Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, back after this.
Lumber Liquidators Flooring Company has you covered with the hottest styles for any room. Get 15 to 25% off our best-selling floors, like Rose Canyon Pine Waterproof Vinyl and Wide Plank Willow Manor Oak Hardwood. Get started today with special financing, and we can arrange the installation for you. See the flooring experts at your local Lumber Liquidators today. Lumber Liquidators, beautiful floors for less.
Trade pros. Whether you specialize in service or new construction, Ferguson knows firsthand how much work goes into a long day on the job, which is why we're committed to offering the products and solutions to get every job done right. With over 1,000 locations, an unmatched selection of specialty products, tools, and supplies, our pro pickup and same or next day delivery, you can trust that doing business with Ferguson will be the easiest part of your hard day's work. Visit Ferguson.com to find a counter location near you.
I'm Nick Ebram. I like to have a nice smooth shave. I do have a goatee. I like to make sure the skin around it is nice and smooth. And when you're using one of those disposable razors, you never know what you're going to get. You don't get a great shave. I tell you, I have found the solution to my shaving issues with Harry's razors. Non-slip, comfortable handle. I think these are absolutely the best. Right now, you can get a $13 value trial set. Comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. Weighted ergonomic handle, a 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip, a rich lathering shave gel, a travel blade cover. You can get a $13 value trial set right now. Go to harrys.com/World Soccer. Go right now, harrys.com/World Soccer. Redeem your offer right now and let them know that I, Nick Ebers, sent you. harrys.com/World Soccer to go get your Harry's razors.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Folks, Fifth Street Sports, we're back. Talk you can bet on. We're coming off an 8-1 day combined. Florida Rick, Daniel Wages, and myself. You guys, we got some big games tonight again, as usual. Why don't you guys go first?
Let me interrupt you too here, Frank, because we actually got some messages in through our social media live streams here. So, as always, we're streaming through Facebook. Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. Go ahead and like us. And on YouTube, YouTube.com/Fifth Street Sports. And today we got a few messages in. We're going to start here with Daniel Wages. And he came in with a pick today. And it is game 955. San Diego, is SD San Diego?
Yes,
San Diego Paddock plus 100.
Yep, over Atlanta.
Yeah, and then he also said he just saw it moving between 100 and minus 105.
Let me see.
And then Billy Donlin came in, and he said the biggest spoiler ever revealed by Florida Rick is that the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus aren't real. Which, who'd have thought? And then there's one last message in from Daniel Wages through YouTube. There's something afoot at the Circle K. The Braves starting lefty Joyce over Culberson. Snit is a bizarre coach, but this is not about his baseball book.
Snit is a bizarre coach. Okay, Daniel, thanks for the San Diego. So Daniel likes Paddock over Tehran of the Braves. Boy, I don't really have anything on that game, so I can't really say anything. Well, I guess we'll go with Daniel. He's really good. Any rebuttals to any of those things, you guys? Rick, right now you're on the McCoy list.
Yeah, sorry, Billy Donlin, for spoiling the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. Maybe they are real, and I've just been fooled my whole life, and the whole world's playing a trick on me. But I'm pretty sure they're not real. But if I spoiled that for you or any of your family members, I sincerely apologize. I feel really bad, and Brian too. I spoiled it for Brian too.
Thank you.
I was starting to be a little suspicious. I'm definitely going to look into this after the show's over.
But it's kind of like, speaking of things that are real, I remember the first time I ever got thrown out of a strip club because I was tipping the girls with Monopoly money, and they said, "That's fake money." And I said, "Well, those are fake boobs." I mean, I knew that those weren't real. So, when I was a kid, I thought that all of those were real, and now I have realized that no, they are not. Most of them are not real, and it's very disappointing. But going back to sports, you guys. Okay, let's go with. I've got my baseball game, but I'm going to let you guys go first. Daniel Wages in on San Diego at even money with Paddock.
All right. Well, can I give out the Champions League match? I'm going to give out Ajax and under.
You like Ajax and under?
No, that's a joke. It's 1-0 late in the game. I was just going to see if you knew the score, Frank. It's another one of these Champions League shootouts. It's 1-0. I think we're in like the 80th minute or so. So
wow, how big of a dog was Ajax?
I don't think.
No, they were a very slight dog. You're saying in this game or to advance?
Yeah. No, in this game. I figured they were a dog in this game.
This game's at Tottenham. I think Tottenham was about pick minus 150 or so. So the series, the advanced line was close to a pick 'em. I think Tottenham was like minus 120 or 115.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty much a true pick 'em. So that's how good Ajax is, and Tottenham was a surprise team. They shouldn't have been here. I guess Man City was a big upset over Man City in the last round. So I think tomorrow's show, I don't know what's going to happen because the Gieber household's going to be not available. I think Liverpool's playing Barcelona during our show. So
Wow.
we may have to
What
get
a
somebody
match.
else outside of the Geber household to produce the show tomorrow. Yep.
That's going to be a heck
Andrew,
of
if
a
you're
match.
there, I don't know if you're going to have to be here or not, but if you can find a replacement, we're fine with that. We understand.
Hey, by the way, nice pick, Rick, on that zigzag with Indiana yesterday. Outright winner. And let me see today. Brian, what do you I mean, Rick always has a
Philadelphia.
certain angle on these Warrior Rocket, especially the Warrior games. You got anything on this? It's 5.5 and 220.5.
Well, I think that Houston will come out strong in the first quarter. If I was going to play Houston, I'd play them in the first quarter or the first half. Actually, I tell you what, I actually don't mind Houston in the game. Yeah, I would only play Houston in this game. And I think Milwaukee comes out of the gate strong, but man, 7.5 seems like a lot of points in a series that feels like it'll be close. Every game, I think, will be, except for the first, will be pretty close. What are your thoughts on the NBA tonight, Rick?
I actually like both games a lot. I kind of agree with what you said. Well, the Houston game, I really like Houston. Houston played such an awful game last game. They had started off missing, I think, their first 13 threes. They still shot something like 20% from three-pointers, and they attempted in like the 50s or 60 or so. It's ridiculous. But anyway, they clearly got fouled on at least 5 of those threes that none of them were called. The NBA is going to make a point now to start calling these when they're clear fouls. And like I said yesterday, Frank, a lot of those should have probably been flagrant fouls with that new rule that was instituted a few years ago. So I think Houston's going to get off to a big start. I kind of think they're going to make this a wire-to-wire job. I like Houston a lot here. Money line, points, first half, first quarter, all angles Houston in this game. And then in the other game, which is Milwaukee-Boston, I kind of think the way Milwaukee played last game, they played probably their worst game of the year, at least with all their starters intact. And I think they're going to come up mad this game. Boston got their one win. Psychologically, they came in, trying to get one win. Of course, they want to try to get the second win, but this game is just going to be, I think, a Milwaukee blowout. I think Milwaukee's going to take control early. You'll see them up early, like 10-2, and next thing you know, they'll be up like 22-7. And I just think that's going to be a runaway for Milwaukee tonight and going to Boston tied at 1. So I do like both those games a lot.
Hey, Brian, I got a question for you because you mentioned Houston getting off to a fast start. I got a site here that on the NBA props, it lets you bet who's going to score the first 5 points, 10, 15, 20, up to 25. And Houston starts at who's going to score the first 5 points? Houston plus a quarter, then at 10 points plus 30, plus 35, 40, and 50. At who's going to score, who's going to get to 5 first, who's going to get to 10. Would you say that's a good value bet in this spot?
I don't know. How much juice is there?
No.
Well,
it's a 20-cent line, but Houston is obviously plus all the way down. They start at who gets to 5 first,
Oh, yeah.
Houston plus a quarter, who gets to 10 first, Houston plus 30, all the way up to 25 points. Who gets to 25 points first?
I mean, generally speaking, that doesn't sound like a smart play to lay any kind of juice on something that feels kind of random. But yeah, I mean, if I was going to bet that,
No,
that's the only side I would bet.
But they're plus. They're plus in all.
But they're
of them.
plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I won't be betting it, but I could see. I would only be on the Houston side. Sure.
What do you think of something like that, Rick? I actually did it the other day when the Clippers were playing, and I got there in all 5. They just swept it all the way down. They scored the first 5, 10, 15, all the way to, and I got a big price against the Warriors. First 5 points was plus $1.60. Anybody can get the 5 first, right?
Wow, plus 5 points plus $1.60.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
the Clippers.
Wow.
Clippers against.
That's incredible.
That's when I think Golden State was laying 13.5 or 14, and the Clippers won. Not the big comeback game, the last game. The
Right.
129-121 game. So if you
Yeah,
think
the game
Houston,
five, yeah.
is Houston theoretically a good opening team? Like they come out of the gate fast.
It seems like they are when they're playing well. But, like last game, they sure as hell didn't come out strong. But, yeah, I don't necessarily think of teams as coming out of the gate strong or not. But I think in this instance, what happened last game, they're going to get favorable calls early on, and I think they're going to be playing really mad. They're going to be, trying everything they could to draw fouls, and I think all your plays are live, and I think they're good value. I don't have a book that does that, or else maybe I'd play it too.
Well, I mean, I made money on this one. I was only betting 100 or two here and there on that. But the team that I made the most money on that proposition was Brian's this year, the Sacramento Kings. They came out of the gate fast a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did. I think there are definitely teams that have tendencies, that have personalities that are slow or fast out of the gate. That's certainly a lot of the prop guys are pretty good at identifying those things.
Well, how about baseball? You guys, let me. I've been back. Remember, I took that 3 days off just to kind of hit the reset button and refresh. I was running a little bad. Now I've been, pretty good, really good. Well, I'm not. Forget it. I'm not chirping. I don't want to freaking go down here. But I have two plays for you today. Milwaukee Keen plus $1.10 at home against Colorado's Marquez, and the Blue Jays Buckholz getting $1.35 at Anaheim. Well, at the LA Angels. I mean, didn't that sound like who are the Angels to be laying $1.45 right now to anybody?
That's crazy.
Yeah, good point.
I'm in agreement with you with that game with the Blue Jays. Although the thing that's crazy is that line's actually moved up quite a bit. It opened around 125. It's up to about 150 now. So it's moved up 25 cents. And public seems to be a little bit on the Blue Jays. But I think since they picked up Guerrero, or since they brought him up, I think it's one of these situations where they can possibly go on like a 10-game winning streak or win, 12 of their first 13 games with them. And, you saw it happen this weekend. They swept Oakland. They're obviously traveling out to the West Coast now to start a West Coast trip. But, yeah, I'm this Canning for the Angels. He's making his major league debut, I believe. So, Buchholz isn't a quality pitcher anymore, but I'll still take my chances with him getting 140 at the Angels going against this rookie. So,
Brian,
that was actually one of my plays too.
Any sharp baseball accounts you see there while we've been on the air?
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm curious. Do you guys know what's going on with this Yankee game? Did it move 70 cents? Was there a pitching change, or is that just the biggest line move of the year? I don't recall seeing. It says it opened at the Yankees minus 136, and it's now Arizona minus 151. Is that right?
No, no. Arizona opened as the minus 130, 135 favorite.
Yeah, great.
Just a data entry error. Okay, all right. Servers have flipped. Okay.
I saw Greinke this morning at $1.37. Now he's up to $1.48 over Sabathia. Yeah, I was wondering what you were. Boy.
Well, I'm not going to mention the service I'm looking at, but they have it the other way. All right. Or I guess it's just a book that opened up at the wrong line. I guess is what I'm looking at. They must have just keyed it in wrong.
You guys don't do that anymore. Don't you get your bets like no action and flagged and all that?
Oh, I see. That's a great question. We could do a whole show on betting listed versus action. Certainly, there's an argument to do listed, but I've heard people in recent years kind of argue that. If you think it's a book that you can beat, there's actually an argument for betting action, even though it's moronic in terms of why would anyone actually ever want to have the book give them a play at prices that are dictated by the book. But the reality is those only about 10 or 15 of those a year happen. So maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
I don't like that. I don't like that. That's like sending my grandmother to like a car dealership, and they can just write her whatever the heck they want. Guys, when we come back, we're going to recap what we have. Fifth Street Sports back after this timeout.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Attention, this important consumer alert is brought to you by Annuity Action Network. Hey, did you know it's possible to receive upfront money from your monthly settlement payments? It's true. If you receive monthly payments from an annuity or a structured settlement and you need a lump sum immediately, then you need to call Annuity Action Network. With your cash today, you can pay off credit card debt, pay medical bills, fund your education, or improve your home. You don't need to wait. Call the Annuity Action Network now to get your fast cash with no hidden costs. And if you call today, we'll even send you a $100 cash gift card just for verifying your settlement payments and your contact information. If you have a structured settlement or an annuity and you want cash now, call Annuity Action Network right now.
800-514-9170. 800-514-9170. That's 800-514-9170. Do you have a problem hearing the television? Do you need to crank up the volume so loud your family is screaming at you? Then put on your TV ears. TV Ears has helped millions of people just like you hear TV loud and clear without cranking up the volume. For about $60 with a 30-day free trial, you can get your own set of TV Ears. When you wear TV Ears, you can mute the TV volume for private listening or let others watch TV with you. Order in the next 10 minutes and take us up on our 30-day home trial and very special price. TV Ears is a brand hearing professionals have trusted for more than 20 years. And through this special radio offer, you can get your very own for just $60. Just mention promo code RADIO. So put on your TV ears and make everyone happy. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. 800-984-4207. That's 800-984-4207.
Fifth Street Sports, folks. This is the wrap-up segment of Talk You Can Bet On. Really quick, before we get to Rick and Brian, we have San Diego by Daniel Wages. I came in on the Brewers and Toronto. Rick is in on Houston and Milwaukee. Rick, anything we got to add on this baseball card tonight?
I do like the Giants getting back-to-back to come back after last night's win. Lost a few in a row by the Yankees. Now they're coming back. We got that big win last night with that late 3-run double by Longoria. I think they're going to come out strong again tonight, like Pomeranz getting $1.35 against Buehler. So I'm going to take the Giants tonight.
Giants. Brian, what do you got, buddy?
One quick question here, guys. We actually got a question in from Daniel Wages. He's asking who's Sabathia against.
Greinke.
Greinke.
Oh, okay, Greinke. Okay.
Greinke.
Oh, never mind. I see it now. Okay, cool.
I'll tell you what. Here's the interesting thing. You can't bet on this, but I see that Mel Kiper finished 52nd in draft forecast. That's kind of interesting. Draft expert. Did you see who finished first? No, they ranked these things. I think this is a big deal. This is actually more interesting than the draft. Mache did all right. Mache was near the top. A guy from Walter Football came in first, but the NBC Sports guy, Ben Standig, came in fourth. Pretty interesting to see. I think they should do this every year with Joe Lunardi and all these bracket guys. They declared themselves experts for 3 months. And then the event happens, and then we never get to see how they did. It would be like going and taking a final exam, and then they just don't grade it. We should be able to know how these guys did. That'd be more exciting than the draft. Is just doing a show on which guys did a better job at forecasting this. Which guys didn't.
Could you imagine, like, you hand in your final exam and they never contact you? You don't know how you do.
Yeah, just put it in the trash. All right, have a good summer, Jimmy.
Hey guys, before we go, let me tell you, it's a little chilly in Vegas. The wind is blowing really light, so I would watch it on your over tonight in the Aviator game. So, all right, folks. Well, listen, we're Brian, Rick. Thank you guys. Great show. Fifth Street Sports, folks. We appreciate you and thank you. See you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.